Do we want to? I don't know. I almost don't want to do a welcome. Do you want to try it like that and just begin talking? I mean, this is sort of like the start of the pod.
Yeah, I don't like
it. It's hard, isn't it? No, it's weird.
I don't like it.
We tried,
but I want to do a welcome.
Yeah, you can do. You can. Do you know? I'm gonna. Oh no, I'll save it for the next time. I got a plan.
Okay, I got a little intro.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
Fat little owl who cannot see, blind as a bat, round as a sphere.
Welcome to Drum and Drummer, a podcast focused on drums, drumming and drummers. I'm George Pickering and that's Ben Winty, and we are both professional drummers in this business we call music. So stick around and join us as we pass the time whilst trying to stay in time.
He turns to me out of nowhere. I haven't said anything. And he goes, look at this bald guy here. I bet he loves drugs. Mate, you look like a fucking drug addict Lex Luthor.
Welcome, Drum and Drummer.
What was that?
Just a little song. He knows.
Can you do it again?
Yep. I want to record it properly at some point.
Okay.
I'm going to struggle not to laugh. Hang on.
Okay. I'll cover
just need to do my thing. I need to shut my eyes. Hang on.
I need
that. I'm smiling. I'm smiling.
Yeah.
Fat little owl who cannot see, blind as a bat, round as a sphere.
I think what's funny. Okay, there's a few things that are funny. One, I didn't know what that was or where it came from. Also, it doesn't rhyme. Is it meant to rhyme?
No, it's not meant to rhyme. No, and it ends on an imperfect cadence as well. That's why it's beautiful.
That is beautiful. Third question, fat little what?
Owl.
Oh, owl.
Yeah. Do you want me to do it again?
Yeah, please. One more time.
Fat little owl who cannot see, blind as a bat, round as a sphere.
How long did that take you to write?
I wrote it a few years ago.
It's not even a recent song.
No, I've not just freestyled that. No. Picture the scene.
Yeah. No, go.
Wedger drums, club night.
Yeah.
Yeah. This song's been in existence for a bit. Yeah. About 12 of us lads having a beer in the wedge in the sort of bar area.
Yeah.
Little Pauly B walks in late. All 12 of us sing That at his face.
Amazing.
It's a little song I wrote about Pauly B.
So the song was already formed before
I wrote
that night?
it before that night, yeah.
Yeah.
And just gradually seeped it into the consciousness of my friendship group.
Is it about Pauly B?
It was about Pauly B.
Okay.
Yes. If you listen
in what
to
way
the lyrics,
does he resent? Well, I haven't.
Well, he's a fat little owl.
But why? Why owl?
Because he's like got these big glasses on.
I've never met the guy. I couldn't say.
He's just very owly. He's very owly. Yeah.
How good is his neck rotation? Can he do a full 360?
Maybe not the full 360, but he's a fat little owl and he cannot see because he's got really thick glasses. He's blind, right? A fat little owl, he cannot see. He's blind as a bat, and he's round as a sphere. He's so short and fat, he's wider than he is tall.
Yeah.
Like Paul Daniels' head.
Amazing.
So I just, even 2000 Trees Festival, I think there was a good number of people singing that at him.
Amazing.
It's just one of those things. It's just, I sort of do that. I come up with these things and then I keep doing them.
Yeah.
People go, that's annoying, but then they eventually do it.
Yeah, they come round
and then they're like, yeah, they come round to it. And then you've got 12 lads pissed shouting at him as he walks into the wedge. And everyone else being like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do people turn around and go, oh, must be him, the owl-like creature?
Well, they see it and they go, well, the lyrics make sense.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I love the fact that it doesn't rhyme as well.
Yeah. We got into this whole phase of Gregorian chanting as well a few years ago. Don't worry about it.
I love that. I always like a good chant. When we was at the White Festival watching Paul Weller, we sang "We Are the Mods."
Weller. Ooh, tell me more.
We sang the "We Are the Mods" chant between every song. Someone was like, "What are you singing?" And we were going, "We are the mods. We are the mods. We are the mods." And then they were like, "Oh, I like that. I'll join in next time. So finish another song. And it built. I'm not saying the whole festival was singing it by the end, thanks to us, but probably. You know?
Yeah.
How are you? You right?
Fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Indoors. Because it's fucking hot, isn't it?
It is hot. We're in the heat wave.
We're in the heat wave, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You staying hydrated?
Yeah. I got a bottle of Nature's Milk right here.
You're on fire today. Nature's Milk.
Yeah. AKA water.
I was going to say it is water for anyone listening. Yeah. Everyone listening.
Well, I'm in an air-conditioned room, but the aircon isn't on for noise reasons. But the room is still relatively cool.
That's nice.
So it's not too bad. Not too bad. Thank you very much.
We had some gigs. I mean, staying on the heat topic. And was it the heat? I mean, I kind of want to start with, you didn't have the best gig on Friday.
I felt a little bit poorly. Yeah, we did a couple of decade gigs, didn't we? Friday and Saturday. You were on the bass.
I was on the bass.
I was on the drums. And obviously it was very hot. Yeah, and Friday's gig started the second set. Few songs in. Neil looked at me and I'm basically drumming with my eyes shut. Just trying to keep still as possible. Because I'm feeling rough.
Oh,
and then I've got my eyes open. I look at Neil and he looks at me and I'm just like, mouth to him, I don't feel very well. Yeah, I think it was just a bit of heat exhaustion.
Yeah.
I had a headache. I was getting these kind of hot flushes. I felt very tired, a bit achy. Kind of felt like I was going to be sick.
Yeah.
I thought I may have to just nip out and vom around the back of the hall.
Yeah.
I didn't.
No.
But I just kind of stayed there with my eyes shut and just played those songs.
That's yeah.
But other than that, it was quite a nice gig, wasn't it?
It was actually a really fun gig. Yeah, I had no idea. I didn't really look round much at you, but I think whenever I did, you did seem sort of like
he's putting in even less effort than normal.
It was like, let's just get through.
He's not dropped a beat, sure.
No,
but his head is very still.
Yeah. But no, it was that was a unexpectedly,
and it was in Maidstone, and it was a bit Essexy, waggy, wasn't it? And then Saturday we did one in Portsmouth.
Yeah,
which was very Portsmouth.
Yeah, I almost don't want to say too much in case we get
I don't care
shanked. They listen,
but it was
this.
Very chavvy, hotel wedding. Didn't get no aggro from anyone, which I was surprised at. And I was thinking, so it was very Portsmouth chavvy and sort of Essex chavvy.
Yeah.
And I said this on the night, but the one difference between the two was cocaine.
Yeah.
The Pompey one had cocaine going on.
It's such a specific
one didn't.
But
it's such a specific behaviour and
Portsmouth. Like I've tried to describe, because obviously, we're both from that area, but people that aren't from Portsmouth, if you're listening, the way to describe it, the way I describe Portsmouth is it's like there's a bit at the bottom, the south of Portsmouth called South Sea, lovely, and then you get to the middle, and the middles, there's such, I mean, we've talked about it before, and I don't want to offend anyone, but there's such a kind of like, not. There's such a, I don't know, a style of men who are from middle Portsmouth, and we've talked about it. If you go to Fratton Park, they got slick back hair, the tracksuit thing, and then the jeans, and then the white shoes, and they're just, it's the voice, and it's the kind of greasiness.
It's like a geezer.
Yeah.
But they got a bit of cash.
Yeah.
So they
leathery skin.
Put effort into the appearance.
Yeah.
They go down the gym.
Yeah.
Thick as two planks. And the money they make from building, they just blow it all on cocaine on the weekend.
Yeah. And it sounds harsh
and give their wife a slap on the Sunday if she ain't got the roast ready. But but I'm right, I know, that's the thing.
Annoyingly, it's sort of, it is like that. And if you disagree, should have seen the wedding, because it was all that. But it was funny. It was like, I think we left just as it was kicking off. And I said this to you. I said,
well, they didn't give a shit about the band.
No, it was weird. Like they were dancing, but they also didn't care.
It was like,
it was like they were just dancing to what.
I think noise. They were so coked up they didn't realise there was a band.
And there was a lot of coke. Every time I went for a piss, I'd see someone not even in the toilets doing coke. Like they'd be over the. One guy was just on the sink, and I was just went to the urinal, went past this guy who was doing a line of coke on the sink, and I was just. Yeah, everyone was like that.
When there's security guards at a wedding.
Yeah.
And I spotted 3 or 4 different security guards.
There was a few. But no, at the end of the night when we were packing down gear, there was this woman who I sort of accidentally got in their stream. I told you this. So it was like there was a woman chasing another woman, and I was accidentally in the middle. It's going, Charisse, come back. It's not worth it, Charisse. And I was like,
It's not worth it.
Yeah.
It's all that sort of, isn't it?
I was like, I could like back off and let her check, but I was like, no, I'm already walking. I'm going to see what happens. And I was right behind her, and she just went straight up to some guy and was, oi, you fucking. And I was like, it's kicking off. I don't know what he's done. Could be anything. Could be nothing. Could just be a fight kicking off. But that was before midnight. And
they live for the weekend.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I was grateful in a way that they didn't essentially know we were there, because
I was grateful.
Sometimes with them you get a bit of grief.
Well, I was going to say that we weren't the music to end the night, you know, because it's sometimes when
they
you
had
turn
a separate
off,
DJ.
Yeah, exactly, which is the dream.
And Nicole can fuck off. We ain't walking it all through the hotel, bitch. Why don't we just take it around this really easy route outside? I can't do that. Well, we will. We did.
I like how you remembered her name, the wedding organizer.
Yeah. Papa Nicole. Coffee advert, 90s. So that was our gigs.
Yeah. So there we go. We've offended the whole population of Portsmouth. I don't live there anymore. You got to deal with the backlash from this.
Well, I'm not going to be going down the Queen's Hotel again anytime soon.
No.
But you showed off a lovely new bass case.
Oh, I did, yeah. Well, I felt a bit embarrassed about my bass case I had before, which wasn't a bass case. It was a guitar case. So the head of the bass stuck out. And
you look like an amateur.
It didn't look good. It didn't look good turning up to a wedding. I think when Archie told me that wasn't good, I was like, okay. Because you and Neil...
That man cannot catch a football.
Yeah, I feel for him. Playing pass on, just to give the story some context. Yeah, it's fascinating. Can we just discuss this for a minute? I mean...
Yeah?
We play pass on before a wedding, which we've described what it is on the podcast before.
If you don't know, I'm annoyed you've not listened to all of these episodes.
Yeah.
It's a game of keepy ups. It's a team game. You have to do 1 keepy up catch, and then 2, then 3, then 4, and you just got to get as high as you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Without Archie, the ball hitting the ground.
Archie, it's fascinating how I always say it's fascinating people that can't kick a football, because I've probably talked about this before, but it seems so normal. It's like walking to just be able to get, but I don't know, poor guy. But I feel like every time he plays now, he's like, oh God, it's going to begin. I'm going to disappoint everyone. And I disappointed
He knows he's letting the side down. We know he's letting the side down, but we still have to play with him. Because it's
bad because you play immediately before you play the gig. You know, we played right up until 8:45 and we were on stage at 9. And so it's like, it's still lingering there. We didn't get to 10 even, you know?
No.
But yeah, nice new bass case. Tweed matches my tweed lead. So yeah. All in all, do you know what? It was a nice weekend. I sort of knew it was going to be easy for me.
You get a feeling, don't you? And
from the lineup,
the band, and just kind of having a sense by looking at the gig details.
Yeah,
you're like, okay, there's no first dancers.
No,
at all.
Same set.
Same lineup. 1 in Maidstone, 1 in Portsmouth.
Yeah.
Logistics were easy.
Yeah, and I'll say from my point of view, the week before I'd done a Decade gig, but you and Neil both weren't on it, you know? No. So I was in charge essentially, and I was sort of running the sound, and I was sort of, you know, the one that was talking to people. But with these 2 gigs, you and Neil were both on it. So I was very much like, I'm just gonna turn up and play. You know what I mean? It was I feel safe.
Yeah.
Feel safe.
Yeah.
So it was nice.
I've got a bit of correspondence.
Yeah, go on. Oh, we had someone send something in.
Yeah, Pauly B. This guy again. Jesus.
The little owl.
And this is a delivery. This is something to do with deliveries. Obviously, we talk about deliveries. This was a tweet, not by Paul, but he sent it to me. A tweet by someone apparently called Amanda. Pandamonimum. At Pandamonimum. Clever. And obviously, we're in a heat wave at the moment. Her tweet is, as the weather is so hot, I asked the Hermes delivery driver if he'd like a bottle of cold water. When he said yes, I drop-kicked it over a fence into my neighbour's rosebush and told him I'd left it in a designated safe space.
Brilliant.
Beautiful stuff.
That's a nice tweet, isn't it?
Yeah. And then, I don't know if this is just the state of the world we're in at the moment. She then replied to her own tweet, in brackets, going, before anyone shouts at me, I'm obviously joking. I fully appreciate that working in this heat is shit. And it's like, why bother writing that? I get it. Maybe some people have moaned. And if you're moaning at that, if you're moaning at that, pathetic, it's clearly a joke.
Yeah.
But then the fact that she's replied, having to say I'm joking, it's like, why bother?
Yeah, why bother?
If you've made the joke, just live by the joke.
Also, she's not, going to get cancelled. It's not like her career's over if she makes a joke on.
No, she has got a blue tick, so I don't know who she is. But yeah, it's a joke.
People literally get like, there was one. So you don't watch or haven't seen Harry Potter, but the house that he grew up in.
Wanker. Yeah.
The house that he grew up in, you can go to the actual house. It's just a house in Gloucester, I think. And
I'm gonna guess the house. Right. See if how much the world of Harry Potter has just permeated my peripheral.
Go on.
So
shall I Google it? So I've got it, the actual. So you haven't seen the film?
I've not read the books. I've not seen the films.
I mean, it's quite. I guess you're older, but it's quite amazing that you completely missed it. Okay, go on.
I think is the road Privet?
Yep.
Drive?
Yep.
Is it a house number?
Hang on, let me check. I mean, there will be. It can't just be always magic, so we don't need a house number. Let me see.
Well, I would imagine they'll just know which one it is, won't they?
Oh yeah, I've got it. Yep.
Is it a 2-digit number?
No.
It's a single-digit number.
Yeah. Which makes it easier.
It could be a 3. It could be a 3-digit number. As I said, is it a single-digit? I thought, have I been really stupid? 8.
No.
3.
No, you got one more guess.
5.
No.
Fuck.
In the middle, 4. Right, you're going to... what I thought you were going to do, I thought you were just going to describe what it looks like.
Nah.
No, I thought that was the whole part. 4 Privet Drive. So you can go to that actual house and have your photo taken outside of it. So what this couple did, which I thought was quite funny, is I'm sure you've seen it on Instagram. When it's usually a couple buys their first home, they'll have a picture of themselves outside it and be like, on the property ladder, I've just bought my first house with my, other half, whatever. I don't know.
Look how good my life is.
Well, is it though? Do you know what I mean? If you're buying a house at 21, are you,
Not at mortgage rates these days, 3.5%.
But anyway, so this couple took a picture outside 4 Privet Drive and posted it and said, so glad to be on the property ladder. Can't believe, starting a life with my husband. Clearly a joke. They put it on Twitter. It blew up. Everyone was like, fucking good one. That's a good joke, And then some people were just getting so angry at the joke, going, fuck off. That's Harry Potter house. Fuck, it's not funny. Piss off. And it was just like, people get so angry over nothing on Twitter.
And I get angry over nothing in real life.
Yeah. Although on Twitter, you're like the opposite.
Yeah.
You're not starting arguments with Piers Morgan.
Starting an argument with someone you don't know on the internet is one of the most pointless fucking things you can do in your life.
Yeah.
So.
What did you want to discuss?
I wanted to ask you about your 80s gig because your moustache is still here.
Still here. And it's become... do you want to do a screen grab? We'll do a screen grab in a bit, but I mean, it's full. And it's becoming into... What's it called when it goes down? Handlebar, yeah. I don't know whether to go handlebar all the way down. I think
Definitely.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Definitely, because then the next time you play I Believe in a Thing Called Love, you'll look more like the Frankie from the Darkness.
I think Justin Hawkins...
get off! Yeah.
Let's just go on about... Right, so I'll tell you about my week, and then we can talk about whatever you've been doing.
Yeah.
So that 80s gig, the last time we did a podcast where it's just us, I think a day before doing the 80s gig. I think after we recorded, I had a rehearsal that night and it went great. And it was the first time, playing with the band. Then the next day, it was actually a really good gig in terms of I don't know, and I don't want to sound cheesy or sentimental, but like what the gig meant in terms of, I was playing a gig in Brighton. It's a place called the Black Lion. And the Black Lion's kind of like a sort of hub of like musicians, like all the kind of musicians I like, session people or whatever. When they're not touring with whoever, they play this place. Even though it is just a pub, it's sort of become like a Brighton music hub. So I was really glad to be playing there. And the set was fun. It was actually, I almost prefer playing to click sometimes because you like, at least I know I'm in time, and all the clacks, all the clacks were to tick. No, all the tracks are to...
That tickled me.
That was good, wasn't it?
That clickled me. Good.
all the tracks were to click pretty much, and it was just a great gig, and it was just cool because it was like I haven't really done that many gigs in Brighton that people can come to and actually dance. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you're playing in like your original band or original thing, and people come, but no one cares because And a lot of time, obviously, the stuff we do are weddings and functions. So it's actually nice for like
private weddings with 4 security guards.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And so it was nice. It was great. It was cool for mates in Brighton to come down who hadn't seen me play before, and almost were thinking, "Are you actually a drummer? Because you've never, you haven't done anything that I've seen." So it was a great gig. And then but that whole week, it was sort of not stressful, but like there was a lot of like things to learn. And I've talked about weeks like this before where you're like, okay, I've got to do this gig and I've got to make sure that's good, but I also want to be practicing for the next one. And so on the Friday, so that gig was on Wednesday, it was great. On the Friday, I played for this pop punk act. I don't even know if I told you about it. I maybe did.
No, stepping on my toes.
It was so basically it was like
unbelievable.
The guy who I played for before, that guy Slater, he had a bass step, and this bass step does his own thing under the name Fountain Island, and it was like real pop punk sort of, I don't know, I mean that's all I need to say, pop punk, but also sort of emo, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And and he was like, hey man, I got a gig in Kent, do you want to do it? And I was like, yeah.
Back in Kent. You bloody love Kent.
Honestly, the amount of gigs I've done,
I'd say Kent's been where it's at this year.
Weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
My route
last year was Cornwall.
Right. Yeah.
This year's Kent. And Wales for me. Been to Wales a lot.
You've done a lot of Wales gigs.
I've got at least 3 more in Wales this rest of this summer.
Yeah. So we didn't even do a rehearsal. And all the tracks were to click, which seems kind of weird for pop punk. No, all his stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I was a bit not on edge.
Fine, then you can do that.
Yeah. But I was a bit sort of like, we haven't done a rehearsal. Sure. Let's hope this goes well. But he sent me the tracks. And do you know what? I'll say this. In terms of learning tracks for a gig, this guy was on it. In like, sometimes you'll get, like when I played with Ren, she was great. But she literally sent me a live video and went, there you go. And he was sort of trying to see what the drummer's doing behind the rest of the band. But this guy sent me a video of a drummer playing the songs like in a studio. So I was like, oh, it's the easiest thing. I can just watch him and then just copy that. So and I drove to Kent and we hadn't rehearsed. And before we started, he was like, "Oh, just so you know, that song there has got an extended intro, but you'll be fine." I was like, "Well, okay, let's if there's extended things, let's discuss it.
We'll just jam it." No,
No, we are not going to
tell me what I got to play.
Yeah, exactly. So I was playing along to the track, and it was basically in my ears. I just had click and backing track, and then the guitar. He had a guitarist on stage as well, and the guitar was so loud in my in-ears, but I didn't know it because we didn't like really run anything. And then so I started playing, and then all of a sudden it was a guitar. There was like chorus guitar, and it was just the loudest thing I've ever heard. And I was like, "Fuck! How do I turn this down while playing a song I've never played?" So I feel like it was the first time I'd ever done an originals gig with no rehearsal whatsoever, but it went great. And it was just weird because as soon as I'd done it, I was like, right, let's go. I don't want to stick around for the next band, and then the next day it was Decade gig, which I sort of mentioned, and even that was a bit like, I've got to be on it.
You're in charge. Yeah,
I'm in charge. I got to know how to do sound. But thankfully, Ben Corner, who we talked about before, he was on it, and I think he does sound for some bands, so he was great. And it was, but it was one of those weeks where it was like on the Monday, I was looking ahead to the whole week, and I was going, I kind of, as much as I enjoy it, I kind of can't wait till it's Sunday and I can be like, oh, that's all done. As opposed to this week where it's like, oh, it's just 2 bass gigs with Decade, and it's, full night, I know this is going to be less chaotic, but it was all good. And I don't know how long I'll keep the Tash for, to go back to the original thing. Maybe a bit longer. I don't even know if it's good or not. I just figured.
What does Elfie think of it?
She likes it. To be fair, in Brighton,
you look like a stiff-necked square.
No, Tashes are all the rage.
That's what
Brighton.
I mean.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Like a normal.
Just fit in. Yeah. It'd actually be cooler to wear a suit and I don't know.
Have a normal job.
Yeah.
That's what, if you want to be a rebel in Brighton, have an office job.
Yeah, exactly.
Buy your shoes at Clark's.
Get a 9 to 5. Yeah. Then you'll stand out.
Yeah.
What you been up to?
Well, couple of things, mate. Couple of things.
You're flicking through your screen.
I'm on my spreadsheet because I actually made some notes.
Okay, good.
For the first time, and I just wanted to make sure I got everything in. That's what she said. I did some session drumming in December.
Yeah.
For a guy called Will Pierce, and I did the drums, sent them to him, didn't hear anything. He was happy because he said on the day he was happy.
Right.
Did it remotely because he had COVID, but then I sent him all the stems, didn't hear anything, and you're like, oh, okay. And I got an email from him a few weeks ago saying that the album is coming out this August.
I was expecting him to be like, hey, mate, you sent those drums yet?
That's so classic. When are we going to get our master? I sent it to you 2 weeks ago. So I didn't get it. Well, you fucking did. No, and that album's coming out in August under the band name Norm Archer.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll post when that's out. I'm on 5 tracks on that album.
Nice.
And then I got a follow-up email, and he wants me to drum on the entire second album.
Lovely. He's already doing a second one.
Yeah. No, he literally sent me an email and gone, I've written a second album.
Nice.
Here's a link to all the songs.
Brilliant.
When can you do drums on all of them?
Yeah.
Yes, I can. So got that booked in for September.
Nice.
So that's cool. It's 2 whole days drumming, baby. 13
Lovely.
songs. Easy. Nailed it. But yeah, the songs are really good. So we'll post when that first album is out. Lastly, whatever.
You got it.
I finally went to Jurassic Grill.
Yep.
Me, Pauly and Martin tried to get in, couldn't get in. But I took my dad there for his 66th birthday for a birthday lunch. And it was everything I wanted it to be. It was dinosaurs everywhere. I petted a baby triceratops.
A real one?
No.
But
the waitress comes around with this sort of, she's got her hand in this puppet, and it looks really convincing. And they go around to all the kids.
I was going to say, is this a restaurant for children?
Yes.
Or is it? But you and your 66-year-old dad.
Yes.
Okay, carry on.
So she'll go around to the tables with the kids, and there's this like movable pet dinosaur that they can stroke. And then my dad was like, "Excuse me." She was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Can you come here, please?" And we were set up somewhere else to get away from the fucking kids.
Yeah.
And we got a photo with the baby dinosaur. And I had a drink. It was a blue fizzy Vimto, and fucking hell, that shit is good.
Yeah.
Bright blue.
I think
definitely nothing
blue.
natural in it.
No.
But it was like, you know those frosted smooth slushy drinks at the cinema?
Yeah.
You know the blue flavour?
Mm.
That it's just called blue?
Yeah.
It's that, but in like a fizzy pop. And shit the bed.
Yeah.
Christ, what a drink. It was really good. And I had the Jackosaurus burger. And then I had...
What's in that? What's in that?
It was a barbecue beef burger with cheese and bacon.
Nice.
Very good. Very good chunky chips. And then I had a Belgian waffle with ice cream and Oreo cookies.
After a burger?
Yeah.
That's a solid dinner.
Birthday lunch, isn't it?
Yeah. Lunch as well.
Well, this was lunch.
Day.
Yeah, because I was working in the evening. So I took my dad for his birthday. I never know what to get my dad because he's got loads of money and he's got everything he needs.
Yeah.
Or if anything he wants costs about £5,000. So it's like, I guess the best gift is time.
Yeah.
Right, you free Thursday? Yeah, cool. I'll take you to lunch.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Do you mind if I get some wine?" Because I had to pick him up. I knew what he was up to.
Yeah. He's done this before.
He said, "Do you mind if I get some wine?" I said, "That's all right." Bottle.
Yeah.
Bottle of red.
Was this in the restaurant or was this on the way? He's like, it was just
this was in the restaurant. He ordered a bottle. The waitress, bless her, she doesn't know. She doesn't know my dad, but she bought 2 glasses. No, just one. Just one. Don't worry. I don't even bother with a glass. He'll have it straight out of the bottle.
Yeah.
Finished the whole thing.
Amazing.
Took him home.
Amazing. What time was that in the day?
1 o'clock.
Yeah, I love that. I sort of.
He's retired now.
I know this is it.
He can have an entire bottle.
Yeah.
Of red wine.
Yeah.
For lunch. No repercussions.
No. My granddad's like that. He'll have, I think, every day like a
on
pint.
A Thursday.
Yeah, a pint and a fish for lunch. And it's like,
I was paying for lunch, so I was a little bit like, the whole bottle? You really want a whole bottle? Okay, fine. Yes, thankfully I've done a few gigs this month. But anyway,
nice.
Tom of the week, baby.
That's a lovely
Tom. Gonna keep this very quick, and this is a fucking coincidence. You mentioned Harry Potter earlier,
right?
Tom Felton.
Malfoy, is it?
I don't know. I've never seen it.
How did you?
The little blonde one, isn't he? It's like the blonde,
you are scraping
kid.
the barrel of Toms. You've now gone past Toms.
He's a successful.
No, I mean, but like Toms you like. Do you know what I mean? It started off like.
I dislike him. I just don't know who he is.
But
Harry Potter, I could not give a fuck.
Well, I'll say some things about Tom Felton then. I think a lot of the actors from Harry Potter have tried to like disregard Harry Potter in later career. Not disregard it, but they're on to different things. They're doing new things. But I've heard that he's the one that's like, he loves that he was in Harry Potter and still dines out on it almost, you know.
That's good.
And why not?
Yeah. Although I did go to the Harry Potter bit in Universal Studios.
Yeah.
And the 2 rides I went on were really good.
What were they?
I don't know. Harry Potter. But one had a chair that you couldn't go on it if you were too fat. And it was quite funny seeing someone not be allowed on. Was there a weight limit or is it just your? No, it was size because the sort of chair you had to be in, because it was on a rail and it went like tipped you up and down. And so you had to be in this quite encased sort of seat thing. And if you're too fat, you couldn't go on.
That's got to make you feel good, right? To see other people being turned away and you're like,
yeah,
I'm a squeeze on in here.
So yeah, Tom Felton, whatever. Do you want a quick drum dumpster?
Yeah.
What the hell is that? You got tossed into the right dumpster.
Right. I didn't send you this, did I?
No.
But you might have seen something similar, but this is...
Are you going to send it?
Oh, have you got your phone?
Yeah, I'm ready. Right, what am I looking at? The O
This
dots?
is the Theodots, or the O dots. Yeah.
Yep.
Hyper drums.
Right.
And so this is like, you put these little clips on your shoes and you hold these sticks.
Yeah.
And you can play drums with no drum kit.
Oh, I've seen these before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're mental.
Yeah. So utilizing virtual reality technology, the Hyperdrum simulates an array of drum kit pieces, including a snare, 3 toms, crash rod, hi-hat, and bass drum, which is operated by 2 foot sensors. So you just basically pick up these sticks. They look like fucking Harry Potter ones, and you plug something in, and then you have these little things on your feet.
Yeah.
And you can just air drum, but hear real drums.
Yeah.
I swear I saw something similar to this on Dragon's Den a few years ago. Maybe it's the same thing. Maybe it's not. I definitely think other people have done it. But this looks like it was Kickstarter, done like a crowdfunding on Kickstarter. And it just seems like one of those things that's just shit.
Yeah. Do you
know what I mean?
I can leave it there. Leave it there. That's perfect. No, do you know what it reminds me of?
It seems like you get your kid this for Christmas, you know, because it's quite just like $100 or whatever. And they play it for a day and then it's never fucking used again.
And what is the point? Literally, what's the point of it? Because they're not going to learn anything.
In the promo video, there's a woman sat in her office and then she's like, oh, it's lunchtime. And she just pops in some headphones and picks up the sticks. And then I just imagine someone else going, Susan, what are you doing?
Yeah.
That's mental. Can you just...
You're meant to be on this Zoom call. What, you put them away. For fuck's sake. No, do you know, it like... Because you're not hitting anything, you know, like, right. So the other day I had a student, drum coach online, if anyone wants a lesson of online drums.
You had a student?
I had a student. Amazing.
It's funny, isn't it? Because we've not mentioned that for fucking ages. We've not mentioned the blacksmiths for fucking ages.
No, exactly.
Who knows where this train's rolling?
So, but he was saying...
Next stop, Manchester.
Yeah. He was saying... he practices along to songs, but he's only got a pad. He's sort of new to drumming. He's just trying to play along to songs. And I was like, well, how do you do it? You know, let me see what you're doing when you play along to these songs. And he'll have his right hand just waving in the air and his left hand will hit the pad. And I was like, you should probably get both sticks on the pad, you know? So it's like, because you are literally, the left hand is hitting something, but the right hand's to air drum it. That's not going to add it. But that's what this is. You know what I mean? The O dots. It's like you're not getting used to actually hitting. And as you said, the kids. Because my brother had, I think he had drum lessons for a little bit before I actually even did. And my parents bought him.
He's the original drumming.
He's the original. Yeah, get him on the pod. And he. For Christmas or something, or his birthday, they bought him these sticks that would like plastic, and when you hit something they made a noise.
Yeah, okay.
You know, so but you actually had to hit something. But they were kind of pointless, you know, because it's what do you get?
You're getting a perfect snare tone from it in a carrot.
Yeah, exactly. That's the fucking pod name right there. You always come out with these fucking perfect sentences.
Yeah. But anyway, you know, Hyperdrum, send us a pair. We'll check it out. Prove us wrong.
Prove
us wrong, because I'm not buying them.
No.
Yeah.
By the way, not that we have a swarm of fans, but the people that listen to our podcast, I don't know if I've mentioned this to you before. Josh Rowe, if you're listening, he said that line to me the other day. He did the prove us wrong line. And I was like, fucking hell. Got a catchphrase.
We're getting some catchphrases out there.
Yeah, we're like Little Britain or something.
Christ, what a crisp.
There you go.
Say that whenever you're given a crisp and it's good.
Oh, I told you about this, but went to Co-op the other day. And yeah, I told you this before we had the gig.
Crisp update coming your way. Newsflash.
Probably because of our podcast was in Co-op. I wasn't in Co-op because of the podcast, but I made the decision. I was like, I'm going to get some crisps. I don't even really need them. You never really need crisps. But I picked up a packet. The font was blue. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's so. I swear I even read it, but maybe I didn't, because I opened them and I was like, they were lightly salted. They weren't salt and vinegar. £2 as well for a packet of crisps. £2. Like, I know everything's expensive, but
so you wanted?
I wanted salt and vinegar.
So the Christ Water crisp.
Yeah, the Christ Water crisp. And I got
champagne or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And you accidentally picked up
lightly salted, not even salted, and they were lightly. I was like, they were like the. Do you remember? I don't even know if they're still around. The like
Smiths.
Yeah, is that what the bag where you get a salt and then you put it in?
Salt,
yeah, that was fun, wasn't it? It's kind of like a Baby Bell. You have to do something with it before you eat it.
Yeah.
Take off the plastic. You know what I mean? The
like
plastic.
A banana as well. I think there's a lot of things you have to open up.
Well, yeah, but there's like a joy to it as a child, like a carton of drink. You know what I mean? Putting a straw in. That's not just. You're not opening a cap. You go and you get to stab something, like a microwave meal. Are we done?
Yeah, that's been fun.
That was fun, actually.
I had a very good time.
Yeah.
Find us on Instagram, Twitter, email us in. Just give us a review.
Yeah.
Visit drumcoachonline.
Yeah, please.
.com,
your website, we never mentioned that.
Yeah, benwinty.com.
Yep.
Just got some stuff on there. There was a question I thought of asking potential listeners to answer, but I cannot remember.
Fair. Look at my eye. If I close my eyes, it looks like that one closes more than that one. Am I having a stroke? I said that last week. I've got to stop saying, am I having a stroke on the pod?
Yeah. All right.
Jinx it. Right. See you later.
We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Drum and Drummer. You can find us on Instagram at Drum and Drummer Podcast. And you can send us an email to drumanddrummerpod@gmail.com. Remember, just pick up the sticks and twat it.